I'm sitting here this morning with Josie. Oh my gosh, did I screw it up? Let's start over and I'll just edit that. It's Josie Logan, right?
Yeah.
I'm such a bad speller, and I look down and there's a Josie Lennon in my area,
Oh, really?
like 115, 120 pounder, and so I almost said that, and so it's Josie Logan. Sorry, we'll just start all over. I'll take that out. Uh, and it's not morning; it's morning for me because I work nights, but so it's
Oh,
afternoon.
yeah.
So we'll just start all over. So we're here this afternoon with Josie Logan from Marion. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah.
Good. I got to talk to you real briefly at the AAU state tournament. We said,
hmm
hey, let's do this. So I don't really know you. You don't know me, but I think it'll be fun just to get to know you.
Yeah.
I started with track wrestling because that's always where I start. You had one heck of a season. I don't know if it was updated after state, but 33-4 is
Yeah.
what I had. That's a solid year. State draw wasn't the greatest, but that's okay. What'd you think about the state tournament?
I mean, the state tournament's always fun. It's always like interesting to see how they change the extreme arena as everything's pink. You
Yeah.
see girls with their hair dyed pink, and it's just like it's such a fun environment when you're there. And I think like you can watch it on TV, but when you're there, it's like completely different in person, like the finals and everything. It's just so electric, and getting to wrestle in front of everybody there is just it's so fun.
Yeah, it's a loud environment. What's it like to walk out of the tunnels into that, you know, it's big. That's a lot of
Yeah.
people watching you wrestle. What's that like?
It's kind of overwhelming. I remember freshman year was, the first time I've ever been there, and like I was going crazy. I was like, there's so many people here and it's so loud. There's so many whistles and everything. So it's just overwhelming. But once you kind of get used to it and realize like they're not all here to just watch me and like, not everybody's watching you or like fixating on what you're doing, it kind of just like melts away and you can just focus on your match and like I just have the people that I care about watching me do what I want to do best.
Very good. So, what out of that state tournament, what's your favorite part about it?
I think meeting people, like I have a really good friend from Williamsburg, and so they wrestle in a different class than we do, so they have different sessions. So getting to stay and watch other people wrestle and meet new people, and then kind of talk to them about like what they think about wrestling and their journey. It's always fun to like make new friends. Like I pretty much know half the people I've wrestled, and like I have their snap, and we talk all the time, and so it's just kind of interesting to meet those people from different places that you didn't even know existed.
And that's exactly what I love about that state tournament. It allows me a little bit of time to sit back and actually watch wrestling as
hmm
a fan, not, as a coach having to go get this person ready and do this and
Yeah.
do that. But then meeting people in that back room, I find the Green States, the warm-up area, is probably one of the
Yeah.
highlights of my week. You get to meet a lot of different people. Let's go back and start with when you started wrestling. When was that?
So I started eighth grade year, but I started with 2 weeks left of the season. So I really only wrestled like 10 matches. And then I just kind of got into it freshman year was like mainly when I started, I'd say, because I don't really count those 2 weeks of eighth grade year, just kind of trying
Yeah.
it out and testing the waters.
So what was the reason you tried it out?
So my brother wrestled all through high school, and my uncle wrestled in college. I have two cousins that wrestle in college, so like it's been in my family like a long time. And I actually really hated wrestling to start with because I would be there every weekend and I was like, this is stupid. I don't understand what's going on. I would bring things to do, so I wouldn't even watch my brother. But then he got to his senior year and I was like, well, this is the last time I'm ever going to see him wrestle. I should probably, maybe pay a little bit of attention. And so I realized that once you figure out what's going on in wrestling, it's actually really fun to watch. And I was like, kind of nervous to ask my parents, like, if they would be okay with me wrestling, because I know that some other parents are like, it's a men's sport. Like, I don't want my kid doing that. And I asked just kind of like a little timidly, and my mom's like, yeah, go ahead, try it. So I tried it with 2 weeks left of the eighth grade season, loved it. and then just decided that I was going to do that instead of basketball because I did not like basketball.
I am so bad at basketball. It's not even funny how bad at basketball I am. I was on an intramural team for one game in college, and they told me
Mhm.
you don't have to come back. It'll be okay. So, and that's intramurals.
Whoops.
So, yeah,
Yeah, right?
basketball is just not. If you can't play basketball, I guess we wrestle. Uh,
Yeah.
there's so you start you try it out, and you kind of liked it from the beginning, but could you tell like when it was that you're like, it's something I'm doing to something I really love to do?
I would say probably halfway through freshman year and then a little bit into sophomore year. Um, you realize that wrestling just has like a different community of girls in the wrestling room. And even though you're all going through hell together in practices and dying, everybody comes together and like motivates each other. And you're like, this is a family. Like, I want to stay with this family. I want to do it. And I mean, winning's fun, but like you do lose a lot in wrestling, and so in that kind of way, it's a little humbling. But the reward when you win and you feel like all my hard work's paying off, like I can do this, that is just a different feeling when it's an individual sport rather than a team sport. It's like I did this, but you still have that sense of community. And then I was like, yeah, I love this. I love the people that are here. I love the feeling that I get when I've done something good. And you also realize that you learn a lot of lessons from wrestling, and that's also like a big thing, is it just teaches you so many things.
Yeah, there's probably not a better feeling in the world than getting your arm raised, right?
Yeah,
But probably not a
different.
worse feeling in the world than like getting pinned, right? So
Yep.
it encompasses everything. But you said that, and a lot of times I ask this a little farther down, but I like just wherever it takes us, right? So losing and having, especially when we're starting, it's really hard, and or those tough matches at state. What do you tell yourself to come back after that loss?
So freshman year, I lost a lot. I was on the backside of the bracket pretty much all the time. And I ended up earning the nickname Backside Bandit from my coach because I would often get to the backside and then I would win most of the rest of my matches. And I think that for me, like flipping that mindset of like, okay, control what you can control. Like understand that yes, you lost that last match, but it's done and over. You can't change it, can't go back in time. So just like focus on what you can do in your next match and learn from what you did in your last match and then just try to improve. Just keep making little adjustments and then keep trying your hardest and things will work out. Like just keep working hard.
Yeah, I like that backside bandit. That's
Yeah.
kind of that's a neat way to go. And honestly, I've talked to a lot of college coaches, and those are the types of people they're looking for because those are the people that can come back after loss.
Mhm.
So this statement and maybe kind of maybe help me out with this. A lot of people put value in their sport and value in winning, right?
Yeah.
they tie themselves to there, but a loss doesn't define you, right? It's how you come
Yeah.
back. How do you I don't know how do you put value on though? Do you understand the idea I'm trying to come up with? I'm trying to figure out how to ask the question because it's something I haven't asked before, just because it popped in my head.
Yeah.
So how do you separate winning from your value?
I just think that like it's nice to win, but my coach has always told me I would rather you lose and learn something than win and learn nothing. Like you can win and you can have like all these great things, but when you lose, it really shows who you are, the way you come back after a match. Like, are you the person who's going to go put their head down and be like, I'm not that good. I can't do this. Or are you going to be the person who's like, no, like I'm not done and I have more to wrestle and I'm going to come back. Like this is who I am. I'm not a quitter. Like I'm someone who is going to keep working. And so I think like to me that mindset of just never stop. Like don't quit even if you're behind, if you're losing 10 to 1, like anything can happen and if as long as you keep working hard, like things will happen. And so I think losing can often give you that mindset of like, okay, let's go get this now, like give you more motivation than if you just win.
Yeah, because you're not scared to lose because you've done it.
Mm-mm. Yep.
Son came up the next day. Mom still loved you. Coach still thought you
Yep.
were an all right person. Uh, Preparing for a match. That's, that pre-match
hmm
ritual or any of that things. Do you have a certain thing that you like to tell yourself or things that you like to do?
So I tend to get really anxious. I put quite a bit of pressure on myself to go win matches. But something that has always been distilled in me through my family is our faith. And so I have this prayer that I say before, like I just constantly repeat this before every match, and it's, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief. And it's just like that little doubt that creeps in that is there. And then I keep saying that, I keep saying that, and then it goes away. All my anxieties will calm down, like my jitterness will go away, and then I'll just be in the present in the moment, and I'll even say like I'm fine losing. Just help me to go out there and wrestle my hardest, help me to wrestle my best. And so I think just being in that mindset is what calms me. And like, yeah, I'll do warm-ups like jogging and stuff, but that never really gets rid of the anxiety. And
Yep.
so like having that calmness, I'll even close my eyes and just breathe and just sit there and take it all in. That'll really like bring it all back down to earth and then help me get ready to go.
I like that. You're gonna have to. We're gonna have to write that down later. I do like that a lot. Yeah, because before we got started, you had your, so you
Yeah,
said
yeah.
we talked about being anxious. So there's tons. Everybody's anxious, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason, guys are good at faking it, right?
Yeah.
Girls put that out there. So your prayer. But what are some of the other things that you do maybe to help with anxiety and nerves? Might help somebody else.
I think just like I like closing my eyes and taking everything in and just breathing and like being in the moment, not thinking about what can happen next and more just like being in the present, controlling what I can control. And like I used to open up the brackets and be like, okay, what happens if I win? What happens if I lose? Who do I wrestle? Like, what's gonna happen? But I realized that like that doesn't matter. Like don't look at the brackets, don't look at who you're wrestling. Just go out and wrestle your hardest and then just like whatever happens, happens. Like it's just the moment. Be in the moment.
Let's talk about some of those moments. This year, is there some moments that you're like really, really happy with your performance or just how you handled yourself? Is there some things that you really enjoyed this year?
Oh, that's tough. So I won quite a few tournaments this year. I won WOMAC. So that's a pretty big deal. I think that I I didn't wrestle my best in that match. I don't think I didn't take a shot. And so to me that match was like kind of like I won, but did I really like, learn anything? But I will say my match to get to state, I was pretty proud of because I had just lost by major decision in the finals. So I had to wrestle back. And then I was not happy after I lost. Just went in the corner, kind of had to calm down a little bit. And then I just took a breath and I said to myself, okay, how are you going to come back from this? Because this is your match to go to state. Like you have to win this. And so I took a breath and then I stepped on that line and I just decided like this is my match. Like I'm going to win. And I ended up pinning the girl and I was just like proud of myself, not necessarily the way I wrestled, but the way that I bounced back after like a hard loss or, just that loss of motivation to say, just losing in the finals is hard, especially when you have
Yes.
to come back for a wrestle back. Um, and just that thought of like, I kind of need to win this.
Yeah, no, that. Yeah, it is. That is not an easy thing. It's not an easy task to qualify for the girls' state tournament any
Mm-mm.
longer. I mean, it is crazy hard, but then to lose in the final and probably right at a half hour,
Yeah, I
it
mean,
is not much time
yeah. And there's
to
not a lot of
compose
wrestle
yourself.
backs. So it's like I was
No,
the first wrestle back. So I really had to get my act together.
yeah, that's tough. I applaud you for that. That is definitely a tough task. Um, Feeling confident is so important in wrestling. Can you think of maybe some matches this year that really helped you gain your confidence throughout the year, or just some things that help you gain confidence through this year?
Uh, I think I had a match where I was down like I think by 7, and I ended up pushing the girl into overtime. Um, I did end up losing, but I was like, okay, you can come back from a large deficit, like you can work your way back. And I think also just having like a partner in the room to push you and like work hard and work with, and once you start like, okay, I can take you down now, like because I had a partner who was really good, unfortunately had to battle some injuries, but she was like 100 times better than me, and I would get my butt kicked. And towards the end, I would start to maybe get a takedown here and there, or not let her have a shot. And I think that does help boost your confidence because you realize the progress that you're gaining. And so I think having that good partner in the room is just really important. I mean, sometimes they're going to make you feel like, yeah, maybe I'm not that good, but sometimes you need that because being overconfident can be a bad thing. But then other times then you have a good practice and you're like, okay, maybe I can do this. Maybe I'm good enough.
Yeah. So team, I really feel like as team is so important in wrestling, and
Hmm.
I think wrestling is a team sport, although we compete individually, but we do it for a team because we can't do it again without that practice partner.
Yeah,
What would you describe the culture of the Marion team?
I would describe it as one big family. Um, we did team bonding stuff once or twice. We had White Elephant, which was really fun when we did that. And then you got to shower after you wrestle, so we made little shower bags at my house, and we had a very strong sense of community this year, which was which was really cool to see. We also had like 15 freshmen, so basically our whole team was freshmen, and so to see like the seniors and the freshmen like come together, because in some other sports, seniors might kind of treat the freshmen as like, yeah, I'm better than you. But in our wrestling family, I mean, we had everybody wrestle with everybody, and those hard practices. I mean, we had what our coach calls Hell Day, right right on New Year's Day, where we ran 12 miles in our school hallways. But I mean, I don't think anybody complained, and I think that once it was over, everybody was proud of everyone and everyone was pushing everyone. And that sense of like, okay, everybody has each other's back, I think is really important.
Yeah, you're able to accomplish, you did hard things and accomplish it together.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That is really neat. So with the younger girls, I don't know how everything's set up at Marion youth programs, and I know club is really big in your
Hmm.
area anyway. But what do you kind of hope that the younger girls in your program, maybe the freshmen or the eighth graders, see when they watch you wrestle? What are you hoping they get from your wrestling?
I just hope that they realize that like you can do hard things and like don't quit. No matter what you're doing, like if you're losing, if you're winning, don't quit, because I've seen people come back from matches, but I've also seen people lose matches because they've stopped wrestling. And so I just hope that like when they watch me wrestle, they're like, okay, she doesn't stop wrestling. She doesn't quit. And like she gives everything she has and she leaves everything on the mat, and she doesn't stop.
So a lot of these interviews, I really enjoy getting to know people, not just as wrestlers. I think it's
Hmm.
important because uh, one of the things I like to say, because it affected me after college, wrestling is something we do, not who we are, right?
Yes. Yep.
So do you do any other sports?
Yes, I play softball and soccer.
And what position do you play in softball?
I'm a catcher.
You know what? I don't know if there's something to do with catching and wrestling, but a lot of wrestlers catch and catchers wrestle. That's
Hmm.
just one of those things. I was a catcher until high school. Then I was really small. I was 100 pounds as a high schooler,
Yeah.
and my coach didn't like small catchers. But yeah, that's it. I think there's something to that because catching is a leadership role on that team,
Oh yeah.
and
Yep.
and wrestling does that same thing. Soccer, I don't get soccer, man. I tried. It just doesn't make any
It's
sense to
it's
me.
an acquired taste.
What do you play? Are you defensive, offensive,
I'm a goalkeeper, actually.
goalkeeper? Yeah, see,
Yep.
I can handle that because then you're not running up and down constantly.
Yeah, right.
That's no, that I bet that's got to be a challenging position to play.
There's a lot of things that go into it that I don't think people realize.
Oh, I'm sure not. That net is not small.
No, and I'm not very tall, so
You got a good vertical though. Can you
yeah, it's all right. I can at least
yeah.
touch the crossbar, so
There you go. And your soccer team pretty solid soccer team.
yeah, our soccer team's pretty good. We've kind of I mean, we've run up against um kind of unfortunate draws to get to state. We've had Xavier and Waverly, and
Yeah,
those
you're
two
in that
teams
area.
are yep.
Yep, you're in that area, aren't you?
hmm
Yeah, when my daughters both, I think, tried soccer, and at the youth level, especially, I think they were probably, I don't know, first graders. There's just a pile of kids around the ball, and,
Yep.
and everybody moves. Yeah,
Running
and
around.
I tried to play one year, but my dad never let me quit anything in my life, and he's like, "You don't have to finish this sport."
Oh,
So
dang.
yeah, that's I just don't get soccer, but I love softball. Softball is a very fun sport to watch
Yeah.
too. Um, Women's sports. This is again popped in my head. I think we're seeing an emergence of women's sports. Caitlin
hmm
Clark probably brought that to the forefront, with women's basketball. But ESPN now you can watch softball, college softball in
hmm
there and stuff. Man, softball's a fun sport to watch. Batting really is kind of are you
Uh-huh.
do you hit away or are you like this? I mean, there's different things. The slap bunt, there's
Uh, I would say is more just like a solid hitter, so I don't try to swing for the fences, because when I do try, I miss. Um, but I just try to make contact with the ball and try to move the runners and realize that like, okay, I don't need to get on base. I just need to, maybe move the person from first to second. And so I'd say that I'm just try to score the runner. So if coach wants me to bunt, I'm gonna bunt. Um, if there's a runner on second, I'm going to do my best to hit it into the gap in the outfield and get them to home.
yeah, softball much more strategic sport than baseball.
Yeah.
Way more strategic. It's fun to watch. A lot of the girls I've had play, and I always try to make it to some games. But yeah, super fun sport to watch. Um, Anything else? What's a hobby? What's some of the hobbies you have?
I like to draw and I also like to sew with my mom and my grandma.
So when we're sewing, what do you guys? Do you make clothes? Do you make
Uh, we
what
sewed we sew quilts and
quilts?
pillowcases. We did sew masks for a while during the pandemic, when those were in need, but mainly just like quilts and pillowcases.
Do you have the big quilting machines, the sewing machine, like on the rack yet or not?
No, I just have my little sewing machine and my grandma has her sewing machine, and then there's you have to put bedding in between some
Yep,
quilts, and so we have a thing to do that and then tie them together, but we take them somewhere else to finish them.
gotcha. That's kind of the three generations of that's kind of got to be cool for you
Yeah,
to be able
yeah, it's really fun.
share that hobby with grandma too.
hmm
Very cool. Um, let's see, what else do we have in the getting to know you section? If wrestling wasn't around, what would you put your energy into?
Probably basketball because I did play a lot of basketball when I was younger. I played club. Um, then I was not great at basketball. Like I would be in phases of like, okay, I can shoot, and then okay, I can play defense. Um, but I just didn't love it, and I think that I want to do something that I would love doing, which is probably why I transitioned. But it'd probably be basketball.
We might have to play a game of pigs sometime. I have a really good half court granny shot.
Oh
So,
yeah.
from the free throw line, a bounce.
hmm
So, would that be illegal? I don't know if that's a legal shot or not at the free throw line if you can bounce it in.
I'm gonna say no. I don't think you can.
Well, all right, fine. Fine. All right, let's move on to important stuff in our lives. Food.
Oh yes.
Wrestling and food goes hand in hand. Uh, so after a weigh-in, I don't know,
hmm
do you have to lose very much or do you kind of wrestle pretty natural?
So when I wrestled at 25, I did have to cut quite a bit. Because my natural weight's around like 35 to 40. And so when I made scratch 125, I did have to cut a bit, but when I was at 130, I didn't really have to do that much for it.
Yeah, do you feel like you wrestle better at 130?
I feel like I had a lot more energy, but I definitely felt like I was small compared to everybody else.
What are you having after weigh-ins? What's your go-to stuff?
I usually bring a ham sandwich just because that's what I've always had after weigh-ins. And then occasionally my mom will like sneak in like a Kit Kat or a Scotcheroo or like just like some little treat in my
Uh-huh.
lunchbox, which I love because I love that surprise. But and then between matches I'll have like some yogurt and strawberries just like keep my energy up. Um, and then some peaches.
How much water are you drinking?
Oh, I drink a lot. I drink probably 2 to 3 water bottles of just water, and then I'll have 2 mini Gatorades, and then I'll bring electrolyte packets too.
On your daily basis, like before losing weight, are you still staying hydrated? Do you drink a lot of water during the day?
Yeah, I have a water bottle I'll take with me to school, and I'll probably drink 2 of those a day too. Just try to keep it hydrated.
That is so good to hear. You know your coaches may have told you horror stories from the old days of cutting weight
Yeah.
when the philosophy was to just cut everything out for like
Hmm.
2 to 3 days and if we didn't we waited in the mornings typically,
Yeah.
so you would have all day to rehydrate. I don't know how we did it. It's dumb. So I love the idea that you're eating and drinking and losing weight because you guys understand the nutrition of it now. That's
Yes.
great.
Yep.
But nutrition is only can be so much fun. We got to have guilty pleasure foods. You mentioned Kit Kat, Scotcheroo, but do you have that guilty pleasure food that you're like, man, I love that stuff?
Ice cream. I love ice cream, mainly chocolate. Like I love chocolate. So, we have this ice cream art. It's called Tillamook, and it's like the best ice cream I think I've ever had. And there's a brownie or like a chocolate fudge one, so it's like triple chocolate almost. And like I will just eat that, and it's kind of dangerous when it's in the house.
I am the ice cream. I love ice cream. My favorite thing. It should really be its
Mhm.
own meal. It should be ice cream meal.
Yes.
I get you. I'm not so much on the chocolate, but yeah, I wouldn't turn it down. So, do you do soft? Yeah, are you a soft serve person too? Are you more
Yeah.
like,
I'll eat it all.
gotcha? We're not going to discriminate against ice cream, right?
No, it's all good.
So I was just in Marion and got to go out to eat at a couple nice places in Cedar
Mhm.
Rapids. Where's your favorite place to go out and eat in the area?
Sacred Cow. I have a really good burger, and I love
Yeah,
burgers.
I'll have to I'll have to look that one up. Next time I'm over that way, I'll ask
That
Mark
one's
about
pretty good,
Sacred
yeah.
Cow. Gotcha. So, if you could go anywhere in the world for vacation, what is your bucket list vacation place?
That's tough. I would probably say maybe Spain, just because I can speak Spanish, so I'd know the language there. And they have I mean, Spain's beautiful. I've seen pictures of it and like all the cathedrals and everything that's there. I think it'd just be like so pretty.
It amazes me how many high school girls that I talk to, or even college girls, that Europe is where they want to go and see.
Hmm.
I'm a get me on a beach with the sun because I hate being cold. Why we're in Iowa, I don't get it, but no, it does. It's neat to see how many people want to go to Europe. Yeah, do you have any foreign exchange students at Marion?
Yeah, we have a few. We had one in my Spanish class, that I got to know pretty well. It was kind of
That's
interesting to
almost
talk
cheating,
to her.
isn't it? Was that cheating
No,
for them? Or they weren't from Spain?
well, she was from Mexico.
Oh, okay. Different Spanish.
Yes, yep, completely.
Spain Spanish, Mexico Spanish, two different
Yeah.
Spanishes. I had a foreign exchange student on our team this year. It was absolutely a blast to
Yeah,
have
that'd
her.
be fun.
It was really fun. So if you get one, make sure they go out because they'll absolutely love it. So I think I kind of have an idea what I want to use for your tagline already, but I always, I do a YouTube, put them on YouTube. So there's a thumbnail
Uh-huh.
and I have to have a tagline. Do you have any idea how to help me with that tagline? what's something about you that would be like that perfect thing for YouTube?
Uh, I'd probably do something with faith, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have say it one more time. I'm gonna write it down right now. What's your prayer?
Oh, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief.
Perfect. And I'll probably have you send that to me because my writing sucks. But
Hmm.
but no, that's what as soon as you said that, I was like, that's probably a good tagline for you, or
Hmm.
something along that line. Uh, your story of wrestling. You've been very successful. This has been a great year.
Hmm.
I know you didn't finish the way you wanted to, but in the whole scheme of things, out of 3,600 girls that
Yeah.
started wrestling this year, you had a fantastic season. So be proud of
Hmm.
yourself. That many wins, getting to the state tournament, super, super impressive. What do you hope your story in wrestling, whether that's how you carry yourself, anything, says to the next generation of girls?
That like if you just try something, like it might work. And I mean, you can start late and you can still have like the same amount of progress as long as you just like work hard, put your head down and do things when nobody's watching and just, keep trying, keep working hard and don't let like losses define you because losing is not who you are. It's about how you bounce back.
I like that. So when you get old and we're sitting on the porch yelling at kids to get off our lawn, what are you gonna look back at and remember the most about wrestling?
I think just the lessons it's taught me of like how to carry yourself and how to bounce back after things don't go your way, not just in losses, but um, in like school and friendships. Like if something doesn't work out the way that you want it, just go with the flow and keep your head up and realize that okay, maybe it's not what I wanted, but I mean, there's a reason that it happened, and I'm okay with it.
You're gonna be coming into your senior year. Have you thought about, or is your senior year gonna be done wrestling, or are you thinking about continuing on?
I'm definitely gonna continue what I started.
Have you started any of that recruiting process? I know it's fairly early. Some sports, uh, it's actually not. You know, some sports are starting
No,
freshman, sophomore year.
yeah.
Women's wrestling tends to people don't commit till after state. They really don't start a lot until their senior year. Have you done anything yet?
I have not. I have thought a little bit about it, but at the same time, I've also thought about soccer.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
so I'm kind of like, yeah, it'd be cool to wrestle in college, but I haven't. I mean, I think I just want to keep working out, not necessarily like wrestle, but maybe do
Uh-huh.
like intramural wrestling, like club wrestling. I
Yep.
think that'd be fun to just like keep it alive and keep it going because it's kind of cool when people ask you what you do and you're like, yeah, I wrestle.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple other things that you can do in wrestling that can keep that, and I'm going to tell you they're
Hmm.
probably more rewarding. Have you ever thoughts of officiating? You know, you've met Nadine. I'm quite certain you've met Nadine. Does that ever interest you at all?
Yeah, it does. I've thought about it for sure, and I think I probably will get into officiating sometime next year, I believe. Um, but I just got to see when I can, get into one of those classes.
Well, I know two guys that are in your school district that would probably love to help you get that going. How about coaching? You ever thought about coaching? You know, whether it's high school, club, any of that?
Yeah, I thought about that too. I think, you know, you don't have to like be the best to coach, because, everybody coaches in their own different way. And I think that it would be fun to just, offer like what I've learned and what coaches have taught me to younger people and just help because it'd be rewarding for sure to, have a kid that you've put time into and they love the sport because of you. And so I think that that would be really cool.
And sometimes being not the best wrestler is a better way to coach because you're actually
Yeah.
you understand where they're at. You felt that.
Hmm.
You felt those feelings way more times than somebody that was
Yes.
that has not. So sometimes
Hmm.
it's even better. I didn't even ask. So it's we talked about what do you want to do in college? What do you want to be when you grow up?
I would like to be a vet.
Oh, wow.
My
That's
grandparents have a farm, and so I've spent a lot of time around like cattle, and that type of stuff. And I've done a lot of job shadows with the vet that comes to our farm, and it really interests me. Which I think that's probably what I'm going to do. It's a lot of school though.
yeah. So you're even thinking
Yeah.
like the large animal livestock vet
Yes. Yep.
more so than taking care of cats and parakeets.
Yep.
Not that you wouldn't do that too, but yeah, no, I've 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 worked farms stuff too. So I
Hmm.
used to play with pigs all the time. So I like it. Yeah, I liked pigs until they got to the point where they were you couldn't throw them up over a gate when they're
Yes.
too big. When they're too big, then they're no fun. Cows kind of start off that way. They're not small very long.
Yeah,
They
they're pretty big.
yeah, they are definitely pretty big. Um, simple question. Could be very in depth though. Wrestling has taught me to what? What's wrestling taught you?
I think wrestling has taught me to keep working hard no matter what happens. I've lost in some pretty key moments, and that has just motivated me more to go lift that day that I'm sore or to go to practice when I don't feel like great. And so wrestling has definitely taught me to put my head down, put in the work, and then just see where it goes.
Very good. Just a couple small things left for you. Question I really like because I want to know what you think it means. Not the organization, but what do you think it means to wrestle like a girl?
I think it means to go out on the mat and during the match wrestle as hard as you can possibly wrestle and just keep working. But after the match, like do whether you win or lose, you do it with grace and you do it with respect. So I would say like wrestling like a girl's to wrestle with grit and grace at the same time. I'm not saying you go on the mat and you wrestle like you don't wrestle hard. I'm saying
Yeah,
you wrestle as hard as you can, but the minute that your match is over, whether you win or lose, you get up, you shake their hand, and then you walk off the mat with your head held high with grace.
very good. Great answer. Last thing for you. I always give like a time for final thoughts. It doesn't have to be profound, but things that you think about are, younger girls or where you're headed. Uh, any final thoughts for the day?
I think that a lot of people can get wrapped up in their records and their stats, and who they're going to wrestle. But I think it's more important to look inside yourself and realize that I'm doing this because I love it and I'm doing it because I love the process, not because like I mean, yes, you want to be the best, but you're not doing it because you absolutely want to be the best. You're doing it because you love it. And so I think realizing that will that doing what you love will help you on the mat no matter what. You'll wrestle loose, you'll have fun, you're doing what you love, and that is what's going to get you to the top, not like stressing out over stats or takedowns or wins or losses. It's just realize that, okay, I love this sport and I'm going to go out there, I'm going to have fun, I'm going to wrestle loose, I'm going to wrestle that the way that I can, I'm going to trust my training, and that's what's going to get you to the top.
Very nice answer. I like that. That's great. No, well, not really an answer, just a thought. Um, I'm going to tell you, Josie, I started doing this. I'm going on not quite 2 years. It's getting there though, and it was just kind of out of a whim
Hmm.
but I absolutely love meeting new people and talking to
Yeah.
new people. And this was really fun to get to know you because I honestly would talk maybe 3 sentences to
Yep.
before this, so. You're a fantastic young woman. I'm really happy I did have the opportunity to meet you and stuff. So next year at the state tournament, when we're in the back room, I will
Yes.
I hope to run into you, hope to talk to you, and hope to see you on
Yeah.
the podium next year. So,
Yeah, likewise.
all right. Have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you
Yeah,
soon.
you too.